Hi, and welcome to Beginner Yoga Balance with Global Oasis Yoga. If you are already active with fitness classes, running, lifting, cycling, you are in the right place. This Track 2 class is for you. If you are brand new to yoga and movement in general, you will probably want to be on the Track 1 path, and you can find a link to those videos in the written description below this video here. This Track 2 Balance class is the third of 4 classes in this series, but don't worry if you haven't done the first 2 classes, they're interchangeable. If you would like to find those other classes, again, go to the link below this video where you'll see a list of all of our beginner classes. This is optional, but you may also wish to have a bolster or a set of yoga blocks for this class. If you want to grab those, do so now, and then come join me on the mat and let's get started. We're going to begin seated on the mat today. If you'd like to take a little pressure off the knees, you can lift the sit bones up on a bolster pillow or a block so that your knees are a little bit lower than your hips. So go ahead and get comfy and then close your eyes. Place the hands on the knees. Reach the spine up tall, lengthening through the waist. Let's find some deep inhales and exhales through the nose. We want our bellies to expand as we inhale and contract on our exhales. So bring your awareness to your breath. You can even place the hands on the belly if you'd like a physical reminder of that sensation. Let's do 2 more inhales and exhales, breathing in deep. And exhaling. Inhaling. And exhaling. You can continue to keep the eyes closed if you'd like, or softly open them. As you inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Allow the palms to touch if they come close to one another, and then as you exhale, lower the arms back down. 2 more times. Inhale it up. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. 1 more time. Lift the arms, inhaling it up. This time as you exhale, twist the torso over to the right, place the left hand on the right knee, and look over your right shoulder. Inhale back through center, lift the arms, and change sides. As you exhale, place right hand on left knee and gaze over left shoulder. Inhale back through center and exhale, hands back down. Place the hands on the knees, circle the torso over the hips, twice in one direction. And one more rotation, or one second side, 2 rotations. And inhale the arms back up. Grab the right wrist with the left hand. Lift the shoulder blade up off the back and lean over to the left. Lengthen through the side body. Keep the shoulder rolling open, the chest facing forward. Come back to center, change sides, lift the shoulder blade up first. Keep the core engaged and hugged in as you find this side bend. Inhale, lift it back up. Place the hands behind you. Lean back, change the cross of your legs. Take your hands, clasp the fingers, and extend the arms. Reach the palms in front of you. Lift the arms overhead next. Try to avoid arching the spine here, but instead keep the pelvis steady, keep the ribs hugged in together, and just find a nice stretch here, isolating the stretch to the shoulders. You can even pulse the pinkies back towards the space behind you if you'd like. Release the clasp of the hands, reclasp behind your back, and then take your arms over to the right hip crease, okay? And once you're there, drop the left ear towards the left shoulder, softly press the right shoulder down. Bring the right ear over the right shoulder. Press the left shoulder down. Take the head back up. Leave the left arm where it is. Take the right arm and place the palm of the right hand behind the head. Either leave the left arm where it is or see if it's possible to work the fingertips towards one another. They may or may not get close. If there's space or distance there, you can use a yoga strap between there, or you can just grab onto the back of your shirt and hold everything in place. You can lean back into the right elbow to help intensify the stretch. If your fingertips are close to one another, you can clasp them together. Let go, release. Let's do that one more time. So take the hands, clasp them together. This time, put the opposite thumb on top. So the kind of awkward and unusual way. Extend the arms in front of you. Drop the chin towards the chest and feel a stretch between the shoulder blades. Reach the arms overhead. Quick side bend to the right. Quick side bend to the left. Press the opposite hip down towards the mat. Lift it back up. Release the clasp of the hands. Reclasp behind you again. This time, again, awkward way. So opposite thumb is on top. Drive the fists down towards the ground. Broaden the chest. Open the collarbones. Pause here. Take fists over to the left hip crease. Lower right ear towards right shoulder. Softly press the left shoulder down. Lift through center. Left ear, left shoulder. Opposite shoulder presses down. Lift the head back up and let's repeat that shoulder stretch. Bring the left hand behind the head and then slide the right hand, keeping the back of your hand touching your back. Slide the fingers together. Press the back of the head into the left elbow. Continue to keep the core engaged and sit up tall. Getting a little bit of core work done, even though we're finding some more passive stretches here. Release the hands, lower the arms. Let's make our way into tabletop shape. You can roll over the knees if you'd like, or uncross the legs, swing the legs around, and find yourself on hands and knees. Hips are stacked directly above the knees, shoulders above the wrists. Let's take cat-cow. Drop the chest, arch the spine a little bit, lift the gaze slightly, and find your cow pose. On your next exhale, tuck the tailbone, round through the spine, separate the shoulder blades, bring the chin to the chest. Continue with that movement in and out of your cat and cow at your own pace. Today's class focus is balance. Balance is going to feel different every time you show up on the yoga mat. The reason for that is we're walking into the yoga studio, or maybe you're watching on YouTube. Wherever you are, you're walking in with a different set of life circumstances going on. You've maybe had a little more sleep the night before, or a little less sleep. Maybe you've eaten or drank something different than what you did the last time. Maybe you have something to be happy or sad about that you didn't have in your life the last time. So every time you show up, your body's working with a different set of circumstances. So your body's going to respond to that. Some days you might be on fire in your balance poses, and some days you might wobble all over the place. So just know that that is normal, and embrace the challenge and any particular wobbling sensations that you might have. Come to stillness when your spine is back in neutral. Let's thread the needle. Press the weight into the right hand. Let the left hand lift, sweep open into a twist. You can gaze at the left fingertips if you'd like. As you exhale, lower the left hand, thread it in between the right arm and leg, lower onto the left shoulder and the top of the head, or the side of the head. We're getting a stretch in the outer left shoulder here. You want to make sure you keep your hips centered. The tendency is going to want to be to let them sneak out there to the right. So bring them back in line. Press the ground away with the right hand. Press back up, lift the arm one more time on the inhale. And then exhale, lower it down. Let's do that on side two. Weight comes into the left hand, right arm lifts high, gaze follows. Hold here, and then on your exhale, thread it through. Lower the side of the head to the ground. Allow the stretch to find the outside of the right shoulder. Sweep the hips back so that they're square, and press the mat away with the left hand. Core stays tight here. And then press back up. Inhale the arm up one more time. And lower it down. From here, extend the left arm in front of you. Bring the palms so that it's facing the center of the mat, or facing over to the right, you could say. Really engage the core, draw the navel to the spine, reach the pubic bone for the navel, and slide the right toes behind you. If you feel like it would be safe for your back, lift the right toes. Make sure the core stays tight. Make sure the right glute is engaged. Gaze forward. This is our first balance challenge. Gently set everything back down to the mat. Let's change sides. Start with the arm extending forward. Turn the palm so that it's facing left. Slide the left toes behind you. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Engage the core. And if you're ready, lift those toes. Keep that lifted leg as active as your supporting leg, and press away from the mat with the left arm so that you're not sinking your weight into the joint there. Core always stays turned on, and your breath remains steady through the nose. And then gently set everything back down to the mat. We're going to find downward facing dog next. Tuck onto the toes, straighten the legs, lift the hips, downward dog. Let's walk through those downward dog adjustments again. Our heels are reaching in the direction of the mat. We're equally distributing the weight that's in our hands and our wrists between the wrists, the palms, the fingers, the knuckles, the tips of the fingers. So we want to avoid placing all of our weight in the wrists. This will help protect our wrists in the long term. So actively press down into the mat with your fingers as much as you are your wrists. Your sit bones are reaching for the sky. Your chest is reaching for your thighs, and your shoulders are opened out, rolling open, and your elbows are pointing at one another. The insides of your elbows are pointing at one another here. Downward facing dog. Come onto the balls of the feet. Walk your feet to meet the hands at the top of the mat. Let's pause when we get there and allow yourself to come into a really gentle forward fold. You can bend into the knees as much or as little as you'd like. Allow the neck and the head to dangle, letting gravity completely take over. And now press into both feet, bend the knees just a little bit more, and roll up all the way to our mountain pose or Tadasana. We're going to review our sun salutation A one time, and then we're going to add on a little bit to that and really get into some more balance poses. Beginning at the top of the mat, the feet are hip width distance apart. Tailbone slightly tucked, core is engaged. On your next inhale, reach the arms overhead, gaze follows. As you exhale, swan dive forward, open the arms wide, and find your forward fold. On your exhale, extend the spine straight. Use the strength of your core to pull yourself up. Reach the crown of your head forward. On your next exhale, bend into the knees enough so that you can plant the hands. Find your high plank or plank on the knees. We're going to lower from our high push-up to low push-up and take a vinyasa. Exhale to lower and inhale to find your back bend, cobra. Keep the collarbones spread apart from one another. And then exhale as you draw the hips back over the heels, tuck onto the toes, and take your downward facing dog. Push the ground away. Weight in the fingers and the wrists equally, shoulders out. Downward facing dog. Come back onto the balls of the feet. Walk the feet to meet the hands. As you inhale, extend the spine straight, strong core. As you exhale, find your forward fold again. And on your inhale, roll all the way to standing. Bring the arms with you when you get there. And exhale, arms by the sides. Adding on. Inhale, lift the arms up overhead. And exhale, find your forward fold. Strong core, extend the spine straight on the inhale. Exhale, lower back down, plant the hands, take your vinyasa. Find your high plank or plank on the knees. Lick forward, rock forward a little bit, lower on the exhale, and then inhale to lift into your cobra pose. Press the ground away, glutes engaged. Exhale, downward facing dog. Next, we are going to add on a little bit. So we're going to lift the right toes up and find a three-legged dog. Do this on your inhale. And as you exhale, rock the body forward, bend the right knee, and set the right foot in between the hands. If you find that it gets halfway up the mat, start by trying to lift your hips a little bit more to give yourself a little more clearance there. And then wherever you land, if you need assistance to get the rest of the way, grab the foot, bring it into place. Stay on the ball of the left foot, get stable, and once you feel stable, press into the ground with the feet and come up into a high lunge. You can place the hands on the waist or your arms can be lifted. Your back leg is just as active as your front leg, and you're on the ball of the back foot. This is high lunge. We're going to begin more balanced playtime next. Lower the hands and place them in a prayer position at the chest. Lean the upper body forward a little bit and shorten your stance. What we're going to practice is kicking off the back foot and hovering it. Kicking up and down a few times. Just get that sensation of being able to balance on the right foot. Give it a few tries. And next, we're going to come all the way to standing at the top of the mat, leaving the right foot where it is, but bringing the left leg with us and bending the knee towards the chest. So again, lean the upper body forward, kick off the back foot, and see if you can come all the way to standing without setting the foot down, bringing the knee towards the chest, and then with control, lower the foot. Play around with that a little bit. You might want to shake out your right leg if it's feeling crampy. And next, let's move right into tree pose. Variation 1 for tree pose is to bring the sole, get strong in your standing leg, which is going to be your right leg. Bring the sole of the left foot to the inside of the right ankle, okay? Your knee is going to be pointed out at a 90-degree angle to the top of the mat. Hands can stay on the waist here. You can also bring the arms up overhead for an extra balance challenge. A second variation of this would be to bring the sole of the foot to the inside of the shin or the calf and do the same thing. Hands can be at prayer, they can be at the waist, or up overhead. You want to make sure again that that hip is open and pointed off to the left at a 90-degree angle. Another variation would be to bring the bottom of the foot to the inside of the thigh, okay, above the knee, pressing the hip open and balancing here. Helpful balance tips are going to be to continue pulling the navel towards the spine and drawing the pubic bone up to the navel. Another balance tip we talked about in lesson 2 is to find a fixed or stationary focal point in front of you and gaze at it softly. Okay, so practice holding here in your tree, broaden through the collarbones wherever you are, and then softly, gently set that foot down. Let's do all of this on the second side. Inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, find your forward fold. Inhale, strong core to halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands and step back to your plank. Take your vinyasa. Exhale to lower. Inhale to find your cobra. Press the ground away, glutes engaged. Exhale, strong core. Bring hips back over towards the heels. Find your downward facing dog. On your next inhale, the left toes lift. And we step that left foot in between the hands. Keep the hips high, hug the knee towards the chest, and step it through. Again, using the hand for support and assistance to get your foot in place. You're on the ball of the right foot, and once you feel sturdy, press it up. Hands can be at the waist or arms next to the ears, high lunge. A couple breaths here in your high lunge. Bring the palms to the chest in prayer. Rock the upper body forward. Shorten your stance a little bit if you'd like. We're hovering, balance on the left toes this time. So kick off the right. See if you can hover. Give that a try 3 or 4 times, 5 or 6 times. Whatever feels necessary to get the hang of it. And let's see if we can step forward, bringing the knee to the chest. Lean forward, kick off the right toes, come all the way to standing, the knee comes in, and lower the feet together with control. Let's find tree on the second side. Become strong in your standing leg, the left leg this time. Zero in on your focal point. Engage the core. And then bring the sole of the right foot to the ankle of the left, the shin, or the inside of the thigh. Okay, play around with all those different locations and see what feels good today. Make sure wherever you land that your right knee is, again, your right hip is opening and your right knee is at a 90-degree angle. All right, figure out where you'd like to be. And again, hands can be in various shapes. You'll find that some feel more stable than others. If you get your arms lifted, you can try lifting your gaze towards your hands as well. Continuing to breathe, continuing to keep the core engaged. And then soften everything down to the ground, gently with control. Come back to the top of the mat. Let's inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, find a forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. This time we're going to skip our vinyasa, bend the knees, plant the hands, step back, find your down dog. And let's take a brief child's pose. Bend the knees, lower them all the way to the ground. Knees can touch, or you can open the knees as wide as the mat and have the big toes come together. Either way, our hips are going to rock back over the heels, settling down. Arms extend in front of us, forearms on the mat, and the forehead can also rest on the mat. Take a couple breaths here in your child's pose. We're still breathing through the nose, long and steady inhales and exhales. Lift back up into a tabletop shape and press up into down dog. Tuck the toes, straighten the legs. And walk the feet to the hands at the top of the mat. Engage the core, halfway lift, extend the spine straight. And exhale, find your forward fold. Bend the knees, roll all the way to standing, bring the arms with you. Exhale, hands by the sides. Let's do a couple more balance challenges and then we'll wind things up for the day. Bring the feet about hip width distance apart. We're gonna sit back in our chair pose, okay? Making sure you can still see your big toes. Sitting deep, bend the knees, weight shifts into the heels. You can lift the arms strong next to the ears, active and strong arms. You can also place the hands on the waist. What we're gonna do next is shift the weight into the right foot and gently lift the left foot and step it behind us. Practicing our balance, we stay on the ball of the back foot. And then let's step forward straight back into our chair pose. Lifting up and back to our chair. Second side, lift the right toes, step the right foot back and step it forward. Again, shifting back to the left side, lift the left toes, step it back, pause, and stay in your high lunge. A couple of breaths here. Straighten the right leg this time and bring the hands behind the back. Two options here. You can clasp opposite elbows. You can also bring the hands to prayer and open the collarbones here with the hands in prayer behind the back. Shorten your stance a little bit and then flatten your back foot and point the toes at a 45-degree angle. Wherever you are, open the chest here. The arch of the back foot, which is going to be our left foot, should be lined up with the heel of our front foot, which is the right foot, the only other foot we have. Once you're stable here, we're going to forward fold over that front leg. Before you engage in the fold, make sure your hip points are squared away to the top of the mat. Engage the core and bring yourself into a forward fold, hinging at the waist. If your hands are in prayer behind you, reach the elbows towards one another behind you to help keep the chest open. Again, we're really concentrating on our hips being square. So what that's gonna mean is you're gonna wanna try to take the action of pulling the right hip back and the left hip forward to balance it out. Our weight is shifted equally between both feet. Breathing here. This is kind of a balance pose as well. Release from your forward fold. Come all the way back up. Let the hands loose. We're going to step forward now and take eagle pose. This is one we haven't talked about yet. What that's going to look like is you're going to shift your weight into the right foot again, bring the left foot with you, try not to touch down, and cross the left knee over the right knee. Okay, this is a balance pose in itself, as you'll notice. If you want, you can try to hook the toes of the left foot around the right calf. Squeezing the knees together. This is eagle pose. There are also some arm options here. If you want to take the full pose, you can lift the arms and sweep the right arm on top of the left. So opposite arm is on top. Once you're here, intertwine the arms, palms come to touch. The triceps are now parallel to the ground, okay? So they're not close to your chest. They're lifted up. Your shoulder blades are separating from one another. And you're pressing the elbows away from you. This is eagle pose. Gently unwind from your eagle pose and set everything back down to the mat. Shake out that right leg. Let's find that same thing on the second side. We're going to start from our chair pose again. So sit deep in your chair pose. Hands next to the ear, or arms next to the ears. Make sure you can see your big toes. Let the weight come into the right foot this time. Step back with the left foot. Find your high lunge. Step it back forward to chair pose. Sit it deep. Right toes get light. Step it back. Find your high lunge. And then step back forward. One more time, left foot back. Step it into chair. And then the right foot comes back and pause here. Pausing in our high lunge. Strong arms. And you're on the ball of the back foot here. Bring the palms down, or bring the hands down. Straighten the front leg again. Place the hands behind you again with clasped elbows, or the hands in prayer position. Flatten the back foot. You can shorten your stance a little bit. Make sure that the arch of back foot is lined up with heel of front. And let's find that forward fold. Open the chest first, engage the core, and forward fold. Tractioning the left hip back and the right hip forward in order to keep our hip points squared to the top of the mat. Press into the left foot to come back to standing. We're setting up for our eagle pose on the second side, okay? Release the hands. And then as you're ready, step forward. Right knee comes with you. Cross the right foot over the left. Right knee over the left. Squeeze the legs together. Hook the right toes on the calf, if that's something that your body will do. It may or may not. And then if you're adding on to the arms, this time the left arm is on top. Extend the arms to the sides. Wrap them around one another. Palms come to touch. Triceps parallel to the mat. Elbows reaching away from you. You'll feel a stretch between the shoulder blades here. This is eagle pose. Again, if you feel wobbly, that's completely normal. Keep trying. It will eventually start to feel more natural. When we're wobbling, our brain is basically recalibrating 100% of the time, trying to keep us upright. Okay, gently unwind and step everything down to the mat. Shake it out a little bit. Inhale the arms up overhead and exhale to find a forward fold. Bend into the knees, Lower all the way down to the mat. We're coming to seated. Once you get to seated, we're going to try a couple of core exercises. Boat pose. We're going to actually be balancing on our sit bones for boat pose. Bend the knees, soles of the feet on the ground. Draw the feet in as close to the pelvis as you can get them. Keep the spine up tall. Remember, we're wanting to feel the ground with those bony bits in our glute area, our sit bones. So press equally into both of those. And then lift the soles of the feet off the mat. So we're balancing here again on the sit bones. Soles of the feet are lifted about an inch. Options from here. If you'd like, you can stay here. You can place the hands behind you for more support and stability. You can bring the arms next to the sides. You can also straighten the legs a little bit so that the shins are parallel to the ground. Hands can be wherever they feel good here. We're trying to keep rocking forward so that we're actually on the sit bones, not on the sacrum. Okay, so keeping the spine tall and lifted. Balancing here, hugging the shins together. Let's stay here for another 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gently setting everything down. Shake it out a little bit. Open the knees out to the sides and bring the soles of the feet together, bringing the legs into a diamond shape. If you'd like to have more engagement, you draw the heels closer to the pelvis. If you'd like less engagement in the inner thighs, take them away from the pelvis. Blocks can feel nice under the knees here for support, if you would like that as well. Sit up tall, place the hands on the shins or on the knees, close the eyes. Let's just pause here for a moment. Bring your awareness back to your breath. Focus in on what your belly is doing when you inhale. Again, we're attempting to make the belly expand on the inhale, which a lot of times is the exact opposite of what we've subconsciously programmed ourselves to do. So work on that feeling for a few breaths here. Place the hands on the outsides of the knees and use them to draw the legs closed. Let's come all the way down to the back. Slowly lowering. Use the core strength to get you there slowly. Once you're on the mat, extend the legs long. Pause here for a moment. Bend the knees, draw the knees towards the chest, hands on the shins. Open your arms out to a T shape, or if you'd like, bring the arms into a cactus or goalpost shape. Keeping the core engaged, let's drop the knees off to the left-hand side for our supine twist. Turn the gaze in the opposite direction. If your eyes are still open, now's a good time to close them as we wrap up practice here. We're shooting for as much relaxation as we can get right now, so allow your muscles to soften. Release any sort of grip that you have on them. Engage the core. Twist back through center and lower the knees to the right. Turn the head to the left. Don't forget to support the knees with a blanket or a block if you find that your shoulder, your left shoulder, starts to lift off the ground. We want our shoulders to be completely relaxed here. Again, engage the core one more time. Unwind. Back to center, straighten the legs. Let's find our final resting pose. Hands are next to the sides, legs open as wide as the mat. Again, just releasing as much as you possibly can. Let the pelvis be heavy. Let the chest be heavy. Soften the cheekbones. Soften the temples. Relax your jaw. We'll be in silence here for another minute. Begin to make a few movements with your fingers and toes. Turn your head from side to side. Walk the feet closer together. Bend into the knees. Hug the knees back towards the chest one more time. Lift the head. Touch your forehead to your knees. And then roll on to your side. Take a couple breaths here. And then press your way back up to seated as you're ready. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you had a good practice. Even if you felt wobbly, don't forget that's normal and part of the process. So I look forward to seeing you the next time. Have a great day.